We have the Pudding Creek Trestle, which is a newly completed state parks project that will include interpretive signage there for the extension of the trails that are there, and then also a similar exhibition at Glass Beach, which is another trail that's going to be connected to the Pudding Creek Trestle. So we have a state parks representative here, and I hope he could comment. He's spent his time driving over here today. This is Morgan Zeitler, and he is a representative of Parks, and he could just maybe very briefly comment, and we can move forward.
Yeah, very briefly, I understand you're all backed up today, and you've got a very full schedule and need to get going. I'm Morgan Zeitler. I'm the Sector Superintendent for State Parks in the Mendocino District. And I thank Supervisor Smith, and I thank you, especially Supervisor Smith, for considering this item. I think she put it quite succinctly. It's a wonderful partnership. When funds are shorthanded, this is a collaborative approach to solving some public education and some public safety issues, not just, however, in District 4, but in particular the water safety signs will be installed from Manchester up to Westport. So that'll take in much of the coast, and so we've been having discussions with Supervisor Smith for some time, and she indicated this would be something that the supervisors might entertain. Obviously, we support this, and we ask for your support. And if I can answer any questions. I should also add, State Parks will be maintaining them once they're installed for the duration that the bond requires, and perhaps further out. Depends on how they hold up to the ocean, et cetera. If there's any questions, though, I'm primarily here to answer questions today.
Thank you. Supervisor Colfax.
Thank you for being here, for coming over and expressing your support for this. I'd like to thank Supervisor Smith for her moving in this direction here, getting those signs up in the 5th District where they are needed just as badly as in the 4th District. Part of a kind of cooperation on the coast here where some 5th District funds will be going into the 4th District in the near future as soon as we firm up some projects. But thank you very much again, and looking forward to seeing some real safety measures being put in place here that we'll hope that we can even save some lives in the process. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. And from this supervisor, I'm also very excited about the water safety signs and any of the information posts that are involved in this. You know, we all hate to see those terrible headlines in the paper all the time, and it happens year after year after year, and the water safety aspect is one that has to be continually educated to the folks, and this will certainly go a long way to doing that, and I appreciate your efforts. So any additional comments from the board? What's the action of the board?
Well, on that note, I would like to make one additional comment. I forgot that the Water Safety Coalition that State Parks is a member of, is a number of other partners on the coast, is the original group that came forward. Morgan was one of them, came to my office on the coast and said, gee, there's some issues we'd like to try to see if we can work with you on. And so the signage was one, and they talked about it being, you know, an entire coastal-wide project, which seems to really make a lot of sense, as Supervisor Colfax said. And in addition, they were requesting the county participate in the Water Safety Coalition. So on that note, I contacted our agency director of Health and Human Services, Carmel Angelo, and my understanding is that she's now gotten public health to be engaged with Water Safety Coalition. So we're now a partner of that loosely affiliated group, and they do a lot of important work on trying to educate the public on the coast. And they have a big challenge ahead, so hopefully these signs will help in some small way. So with that, I'll make the recommended motion.
Okay. Do I hear a second? And seconded by Supervisor Colfax. Discussion to the item. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously with Supervisor Delbar absent. And sir, I do appreciate your patience for us today. And a very short item. You travel a long way and spent some time, and I do appreciate it. Okay, so that passes 4-0. Let's see. Trying to backtrack here. We'll show the Department of Transportation's Director's Report accepted. County Council, do you have a report?
No,
Okay. Boards and commissions, there are none. Appointments. Let's see. Mr. CEO, how about your report?
In the interest of time, we're going to skip both the legislative report and the CEO report.
Okay. And we'll show acceptance of the General Services Agency report.
Can I make a comment on that? Just a quick, I certainly like this format of the General Services Agency report. I'd like to see a Department of Transportation report. This lists basically the status of different projects. It's really a nice way to kind of, for the board to keep appraised of on weekly or monthly of what's going on with projects. So I certainly like that format.
Okay.
So noted, and I'll talk to the various department heads. Also wanted to point out it is an opportunity for her to share other items with you. For instance, if you look at the spam filter report, we got 55,000 emails in a 24-hour period, and almost 48,000 of them were blocked as spam during that period of time. So I
Thank
think
you.
if we could charge for spam, we'd be rich. But she tries to include a lot of different informational items in there for your knowledge base.
Well, she's carrying a lot of work, and it is nice to see it in a report such as this. It does help explain certain things of constituents in a much more cohesive manner. Let's go to item 8B, discussion possible action regarding board ad hoc committee status reports. To the clerk of the board, I guess.
We would invite updates from individual supervisors regarding their ad hoc committee assignments.
Okay. We do have a list before us. One to Supervisor Koufax, since his counterpart is not with us at this moment. The CalSTAR emergency medical services situation at Santa Rosa Hospital. Would you like to continue that? I know it looks at the annual agreement and such, so you want to keep it active?
I think we keep that active. We can check in with Supervisor Delbar and get his input. I'd be loath to move unilaterally in that direction.
Okay. Any item of concern from you, Supervisor, in regards to the ad hoc committees?
No.
Okay. To my colleagues to my left, any comments of closure of committees or concern that they be kept active?
Well, Supervisor, I think that the one on the diversity policy matter never really got finalized, so I would hope that you and I could get
Sure.
a meeting convened sometime and, during this calendar year and get that one resolved. That would be great.
And quite honestly, until I saw it on paper, I'd completely forgotten about that ad hoc committee. So I do believe it's something we need to finalize and scratch it off the list here. So the last one listed, I think, is tremendously in need of an ongoing discussion. That's in regards to the ad hoc committee for issues relating to Cow Mountain. And we had a report now, maybe up to 2 months ago, of road improvements. I heard recently, unfortunately, within the last 10 days, that none of those improvements have been installed yet. And
Second phase, that would be.
the second phase,
Right.
yeah. And we approved those up 2 months ago, and they were much needed then and certainly needed now. So I think that committee certainly needs to stay active.
And in that interim period, there's also, I understand, there was a traffic accident on there that involved the very issues we were trying to
Absolutely.